Thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you may or may not know, Serena Williams has been over there at the Paris Olympics supporting the athletes and spending some time with her family. Well, the other night Serena and her fam wanted to get some dinner, so they went to the rooftop restaurant Le Sau Blanc at the Peninsula Hotel. However, Serena claims that when her and her family turned up at the restaurant and asked to be seated, the people at the hotel told her that the half-empty restaurant that she was looking at was full. Check this out.
Serena Williams is calling out a hotel in Paris for denying her family access to a restaurant on their rooftop. Serena took to Twitter to call out the hotel. It happened at the Peninsula in Paris. She even shared a picture of the sign from the hotel. Serena tagged the restaurant, writing, "Yikes, at Peninsula Paris. I've been denied access to rooftop to eat in an empty restaurant of nicer places. But never with my kids, always a first. Hashtag Olympics 2024. The Twitter account for the Peninsula Paris actually replied to Serena's tweet. They say, "Dear Mrs. Williams, please accept our deepest apologies for the disappointment you encountered tonight. Unfortunately, our rooftop bar was indeed fully booked and the only unoccupied tables you saw belonged to our gourmet restaurant, Le Sau Blanc," sorry if I mispronounced that, "which was fully reserved." They shared another tweet saying, "We have always been honored to welcome you and will always be to welcome you again. Signed, the Peninsula Paris." I did double check to make sure that this is actually the Peninsula Paris Twitter account. Serena is in Paris for the Olympics with her family, and I just hope this doesn't put a huge damper on her Paris experience.
Now, after Serena Williams called out the restaurant, a whole bunch of people came in the comment section, and one person said, "How strange that you should claim that your rooftop bar was fully booked when your own website claims that you don't accept reservations for this bar." Very interesting, because now that they said that that restaurant doesn't take reservations, I'm sitting over here mad confused like Nicki Minaj. Yo, I can never get enough of that clip. Anyhow, after the incident took place and Serena Williams was turned away from the restaurant, some other people weighed in too. And one person said, "It's Serena Williams, you make a table for her." And then somebody else was like, "It's Serena Williams and her kids. You go to the supply room, grab a table and chairs, and march them out to a beautiful spot. Make room instead of making lame excuses that sully your reputation. Is this worth the bad press that you're about to receive?" Now, even though a lot of people were supportive of Serena, a whole bunch of people weren't, because somebody else came in the comment section and was like, "Make a reservation next time. What entitlement?" And then somebody else was like, "Dear Peninsula Paris, you didn't have to do this, but thank you for keeping regular customers' reservations instead of caving into an entitled celebrity's grifting complaint on social media. She should have made a reservation like everybody else." And then after that, somebody else came through and said, "Wait, are we really telling this place that because she's a celebrity, they should have figured it out? No, if they're booked, they're booked. And it's entitled as heck to be upset that they didn't figure it out because, quote unquote, I'm special." Now, unlike some of my other counterparts on the internet, I'm not gonna automatically be like, "Oh my goodness, this restaurant was racist." Why? Because I want to play it fair and I want to look at this from both sides of the tennis court. And on one side you have the restaurant. And even though their website says that they don't take reservations, couldn't it be possible that due to the influx of population that came into Paris for the Olympics, they changed their rules to accommodate the people who were coming in for the Olympics? And then two, on the other side you got Serena Williams, who not only is a global athlete who has traveled this world and met a whole lot of people, but she also shares her bed with a white man. So, Serena Williams usually doesn't play the race card, and she usually doesn't call out racism unless she has experienced a little bit of racism. And if you're a black person, you know that you know when you have experienced a little bit of racism. So, that leaves us at match point. Serena's got a point, and the restaurant's got a point. So, I'm gonna need you to make that tiebreaker. Here's the question. Was the hotel right to deny Serena Williams entry? 1, yes, the rules apply to everybody. 2, no, they should have made an exception. Or 3, source, you know darn well I need some more information. Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, since we're talking about the Olympics, let me share this. A lot of Christians were slightly perturbed during the opening ceremonies of the 2024 Paris Olympics after the person who choreographed the event seemingly mocked Christianity by having members of the LGBTQIA+ everything else community pose in what some people perceived to be a recreation of the Last Supper. Watch this.
The Olympic opening ceremony is extremely disturbing and demonic. Here's why. The theme of the event is very symbolic and strange. Firstly, there was a recreation of the Last Supper using these people who dress extremely provocative. This is very disrespectful to Jesus Christ and Christianity. The Olympic received so much backlash for this that they have to take the video down. Not only that, a bullhead was being displayed on the stage. And for those of you who don't know, in the Bible, it represents devil worshipping. Also, near the Eiffel Tower, they show two people riding a white horse and a pale horse. You may think this is normal, but it's not, because according to the book of Revelation, the white horse represents the Antichrist, while the pale horse represents war, famine, and death.
Alright, so after they did that at the opening ceremony of the Olympics, Whoopi Goldberg came out and was like, come on y'all, they wasn't trying to recreate the Last Supper, y'all just be trying to find a problem with everything.
Come on, y'all, it's the Olympics. Stop. They're not trying to do anything except talk about the history. They're showing you the history. There are too many people in the picture for it to be the 12 disciples and then the 7 or 8 other people who are in the picture.
Well, and
it's just more people.
When you're criticizing religion and people were offended, the director said it wasn't what he intended, and he also said the mission was inclusion. Intention matters. He came out and said, that wasn't what I intended. I'm sorry if that's what offended you, and this is what I was trying to do.
Now, I know this is going to make some of my Christian brothers and sisters mad, but I personally wasn't offended by the recreation of the Last Supper in the opening ceremony, because I don't place much religious nor sacred stock in a painting that Leonardo da Vinci made based off a bunch of his homeboys that he invited over to the crib to pose at his kitchen table, that was commissioned by another white guy who wanted a painting of a bunch of da Vinci's friends sitting around the table because he wanted to whitewash Christianity. So, no, I don't place any sacred stock in that painting, especially since God said, do not make idols or set up an image or sacred stone for yourselves, and do not place a carved stone in your land to bow before it. I'm the Lord your God. But with that being said, Whoopi Goldberg knows darn well that that dude who created that show was trying to recreate the scenario of like the Last Supper. Listen, Whoopi just doesn't want to call it out because she knows that she's already in hot water over there at The View for what she said about the Jews, so now she's going to gaslight us. And she's not going to tell the truth just so she could keep all of those people over there at The View that give her the paycheck happy. Listen, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that the dude who produced the opening ceremonies for the Olympics recreated the imagery of the Last Supper using LGBTQIA plus everything else people in order to send a political message? Or do you think that Whoopi Goldberg is right and that was just a whole bunch of people standing around a table and all of you Christians who are offended are way too sensitive and you're looking too much into the situation? Now, peep this. According to Kanye West's former chief of staff Milo Yiannopoulos, ever since Kanye West went to the dentist to allegedly have all his teeth removed and replaced with titanium grills, Kanye West has become addicted to inhaling nitrous gas. Source, can you please show us a quick clip so we can learn a little bit more about Kanye West's new titanium teeth?
Kanye West installed titanium dentures on his teeth for $850,000. They are more expensive than diamonds and were created by Kanye himself, who has already compared himself to the famous James Bond villain. Before the installation, Kanye removed all his teeth.
Okay, so just to set the record straight, because we like to be accurate over here, I spoke to a source very close to Kanye's mouth, very close, and that source told me that Kanye West did not remove all of his teeth in order to get the titanium grills. And that source also reminded me that you gotta remember, when Kanye West first signed to Rockefeller, he got into that bad car accident which messed up his jaw and knocked out a whole bunch of his teeth. So, most of Kanye's teeth aren't his anyway. Now, when speaking about Kanye allegedly sniffing at N2O, Milo said that Kanye's dentist Thomas P. Conley is unlawfully supplying Ye with enormous quantities of nitrous gas explicitly for recreational use. As a matter of fact, Milo also said that at one particular point in time, Kanye also had 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous gas delivered to Bianca Censori's apartment, and then after that, Ye could be seen all the time self-administering the nitrous gas provided by Conley via an oxygen-type inhaler mask. According to an affidavit that was submitted to the courts by Milo, Dr. Conley is exploiting Kanye's psychological vulnerabilities just to get a payday, and thus far he's taken millions of dollars from Kanye, who he knows is in a confused, dependent, weakened, and addicted state. Milo also said, "I did everything I could to get Thomas Connolly, the Dr. Death of dentistry, away from Ye. @YesJules and others sat back and watched the greatest living artist permanently destroy his brain with a neurotoxin. As long as the checks kept clearing, they all stayed quiet. Foul. Listen, this is sad, and I'm afraid that Kanye West, if he keeps doing what he's doing, is going to end up leaving this earth similar to Michael Jackson. Because these pay-for-play doctors are going to keep giving Kanye whatever he wants and writing him prescriptions as long as Ye's bank account is just right. And I know, somebody's going to come in the comment section and they can be like, Source, you being extra, because nitrous gas and propofol are two different things. Yeah, they might be two different things, but they have one thing in common, and that is this. When you start using these drugs, and I hope I have a few nurses and doctors in the comment section, when you start using these drugs the way they're not supposed to be used, all of them can kill you. Now, I hate to say this because some people are going to think this is racist, but it's actually not. And the people who understand what I'm saying are going to understand what I'm saying. What Kanye West needs is some black women in his life. And I'm not playing, I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking right now. Because here's the thing. Ever since Kanye West's mother Donda passed away, Kanye has primarily exclusively been dealing with white women, when what he really needs is a circle of black women to get around him to help fill the void that he's feeling from the loss of his mother. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, but yo Source, he had Kris Jenner as a mother-in-law, and that didn't make a difference. Yeah, but he also had Caitlyn Jenner as a father-in-law. But that's not the same as having yourself a few Auntie Patti LaBelles that are in your corner. Because what Kanye West really needs is a few black aunties who don't give two flying F's whether or not he's Kanye West, who will call him out on his BS and set his black behind straight every time he tries to do some stupid ish or some nonsense. Listen, I'm not a psychologist, but I truly believe that Kanye West is still grieving the loss of his mother, and he's also experiencing survivor's guilt, because he knows had he not made it famous, most likely his mother would have never went under the knife to get the surgery that she got that eventually made her pass away. So he's feeling a whole lot of guilt because of that, and I mean that's tough, it really is. But he really needs somebody to step in like a step parent to really give him some guidance the same way that Donda would have done. And I know, somebody else is going to come in the comment section like, Source, Kanye West is a grown-ass man. Yeah, and sometimes grown behind people still need some parenting too. Listen, let me know what you think about Kanye West dentists having Kanye all hopped up over there on nitrous gas. Do you think that they're trying to MJ him? Let me know in the comments. Now, peep this. Do you guys all remember almost every dude's favorite 304 from the 90s and 2000s, Corinne Steffens, who turned around and wrote the book, Diary of a Video Vixen, in which she basically shared all her escapades getting down and dirty with some of America's most notable athletes and hip-hop artists? Well, now, Corinne Steffens is back. And she's got a bone to pick because she's saying that she knows darn well between the 90s and 2000s she was not the only hoe that was out there. But what makes her different from other women is that she embraced her hoedom, whereas a whole bunch of other chicks who were out there doing the same exact thing that she was doing are still out here fronting till this day because they refuse to admit that they too were 304s.
Who were like, I would never. Then who are all these men f***ing? Because the men are getting f***ed, but none of the women are fucking the men, but the men are getting I don't understand. So who are the men fucking? Who are the straight men? Who are all these women that the straight men are talking about their fucking, but none of the and again, as a little Kim fucking scholar, I'm like, weren't we out here getting money? Like, weren't we out here doing the thing? Weren't we listening to Foxy Brown and Lil Kim? Like, man, fuck these niggas, get this money. Like, it's whatever. Like, but it's so funny how so many women, they like the lyrics. When you're in the club and you're younger and you're in the club, you're like, that's my song. And then someone talks to you about it in real life and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. But the men are getting their dicks sucked at a ridiculous rate. And a lot of y'all are single fucking mothers to this day. So, but I was the only person. I'm the scapegoat. Not just the goat, I'm the scapegoat. So I'm the only fucking hoe in the world. Ain't no other hoes. Your mama ain't a hoe. Where did your Christmas gifts come from? Your mom was struggling. You grew up in the hood. You didn't have no fucking money. Your mom was crying all the time. I don't have this. We got McDonald's at home. All this old bullshit. And then every fucking Christmas, come on now. every fucking Christmas, your mom will pull a rabbit out of her pussy, and guess who the rabbit was? Uncle Steve, who's not related to nobody. But then nobody wants to talk about the shit. So now I'm out there on a fucking ledge. I'm getting death threats. I gotta be on fucking tour with a fucking police brigade. I got armed fucking policemen on fucking tour with me. It's like I'm the president. I was in Atlanta like I'm the president. Like literally, I'm in a brigade, nigga. Like I'm in a caravan. Like I'm out here like I'm Obama in this bitch in cracker country. Like it's crazy for me. And all of you dick sucking hoes that have 3 kids by 3 different niggas named Tyrone are acting as if I'm the only person who's ever seen a penis. And then part of the problem really was that I see rich penises and you see broke penises. So you're just really mad about that. That's what it is too. Because all your baby daddies are Tyrones. And we all got the same problems. Men don't get better if they have money. But the problem is, at least I can deal with a bullshit ass man if he's caking off and I don't have to worry about that. So the problem is, what you're really mad about is that all my penises are rich as fuck. They got money, they got status, they have opportunities, they can put me on. That's what the hoes were mad about. Because I'm like, I know for a fact, I know I've seen women speak outwardly about me who were hoes on tape. Like we have actual footage of you having sex on stage at a Luke concert during fucking Freaknik, but you're on TV talking about me like you don't know how I ever did what I did. I would never. But we have footage of you. What are you talking about?
Alright, so right here, a lot of people believe that Corinne Steffens is allegedly talking about Tyra Banks.
The footage isn't dead. I got Luke's number. We kikied about you. We giggled, bitch. Me and Luke giggled about you. And then everybody ate the shit up like, oh. Because I'm not surrounded by niggas, and that's why. Because it's y'all. Do I feel vindicated by y'all? Absolutely fucking not. Y'all the fuck, and that's the other thing. I don't care.
Yeah you do, because you're still on the internet 20 years later talking about this mess.
And here's what happens. Imagine you have a story. Imagine you're telling people, right? Like, something awful happened to you. Name it, something awful. And no one believes you. And 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years go by. And no one believes you until someone else says it. And then those people are like, oh, now we believe you. Would you give it? Would you care? I was not ahead of my time. You weren't paying attention. You're late. None of this is new. This is not new. You're new. I'm not new. I wasn't ahead. This is late shit. This has been happening. Go back decades. Go back from before I was even born. It's been happening. There was nothing new here. You were not paying attention. You idolized false gods. You were late, right? It wasn't me. I'm not some space creature like before my time saying things that hadn't been said before. Like, oh my God, have you not been tuned in to the sexual revolution? Have you not been tuned in? Did you not read about this? You don't follow Gloria Steinem's work? You don't go back to the 60s, to the 70s? You don't see what women have been doing? You don't see the work that women have been doing for centuries? Go back to the suffrage fucking movement. You don't see what's been going on? For centuries. I wasn't ahead of my time. I didn't fall from Mars and say some shit like, oh, in the future, it will all make sense. You hoes were I might have been sucking real dicks. You were sucking dicks in another way.
Alright, so first off, somebody really needs to speak to Corinne Steffens and explain that she's not the only woman who has ever acknowledged that she's a hoe. As a matter of fact, source, can you please show the people a few examples of some other women who have acknowledged and embraced their whoredom?
He's f***ing up my walls. I'm living my life and I'm hoeing. Living my life and I'm hoeing. Living my life and I'm hoeing. Living my life and I'm hoeing.
That's not how I live.
That's how my lyrics go. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else to perform. When you perform in front of these places, people have their own lyrics. They have different life experiences, so you can't do that. Living my life and I'm how you doing, baby?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Life like I'm hoeing. Living my life like I'm hoeing. Yeah.
I wants to know, what's your favorite teenage memory? Memories from when you were a teenager.
The more the merrier was my motto. I couldn't wait to get out in the park every evening because I know the bushes on the left was mine. Reserved. Me, Helen Davis, and whoever. Honey, we.
To what? Play hide and seek?
Hide and seek my ass. We was like that feeling Tootsie. Some of them little bitty dicks. I say, hey, tomorrow don't bring your ass over in this bush. I like you. I say, I like you too, but bye. Your brothers is big and everything. Little boy, go now. You don't come back no more. No, my mama say I can. I say,
oh, that's nasty.
You ain't in the bushes.
You was mannish, wasn't you?
And you want to make some out of it? My mom said, how'd you get all that dirt in your hand back there? I said, I must have fell off the swing, hon. Oh, my ass in that bush is trying to get that thing on. Whoa.
Krista.
Yo, why did this chick's grandmother just tell her that she used to be out there in the bushes? Wow. Anyhow, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of women of all different ages who were very happy to say that they were hoes. However, unlike Corinne Steffens seems to think, I don't think that most women fall into the category of being a hoe. Because although the act itself is transactional, I don't believe that most women go out trying to get money for the act. And also, unlike Corinne Steffens, most women are not out here trying to make knocking down dudes their career. Now, what Corinne Steffens is out here trying to do is to try to normalize her behavior by trying to make it seem like every other woman was out there doing the same thing that she was doing. And I got news for her. That is not the case. Because whereas most women will go out of their way to please their man or their husband behind closed doors, and they aim to please, that's not what you were over there doing, hun. You were out here sleeping with every Tom, Dick, and Harry as long as they had a basketball in their hand or a microphone as soon as they paid you. And guess what? That, my friend, is not what most women do. So, if you want to come out here on social media and embrace your inner hoe, go ahead and do it. I mean, go for it. However, don't try to make it seem like every other woman out here was doing the same thing that you was out here doing, because that is definitely not true. Listen, let me know what you think about Corinne Steffens saying that your mama, yes, your mama was out there turning tricks to buy your Christmas gifts. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Now, peep this. A woman is going viral on social media after she exposed the man that she was creeping with. So this is what happened. The dude got caught out there because he thought that he was smart, and he decided that he wanted to take a vacation with his family to Disney World. But he also decided that on this trip, it would also be a good idea to invite a side chick and her kid. Now, not only did Player think that it was a good idea to invite a side chick and her kid to Orlando, but he also thought that it would be a good idea to have the side chick staying in the same hotel a few doors down from his family. Watch this.
Y'all wouldn't even see me. I would have been in my fucking room. But you canceled my fucking room? You petty as hell, gang. I would have been in my room. They wouldn't even known I was here. You gonna cancel the room. You're really smart. You're really smart. I could have been in my room. Wouldn't even know I was here. But you canceled my shit.
You just short lying and the shit did exactly what with me. You was showing him you booked her a room in the same hotel as that your kids and everybody staying in.
Yeah, sure.
You did that? Go to shame.
You should have just kept my reservation. They wouldn't even never knew I was here. You so smart. You so smart. What the fuck you thought I was gonna go? That's crazy as hell. This nigga just canceled my fucking reservation, got me and my baby out here in a motherfucking Orlando, and you sitting up here acting like I'm some type of sad bitch. You acting like I'm some type of sad bitch though. When you be calling my motherfucking phone, nigga, eat a microphone, bitch. You really gonna wail on me like that? I'm finna go down on your ass, nigga. I ain't never been no sad bitch, nigga. Never been. Never been. I don't give no fuck about your kids. No disrespect. I don't give no fuck, cause this is wild as fuck. I got my motherfucking baby in this bitch. You know I got my own shit. I never asked you for a motherfucking thing. You live with this lady. You live with this lady. You overfell. You overfell, gang. You overfell. You overfell, and you know where it's at with me. You know where it's at with me. You know where it's at with me. You know I ain't even like that. You know I ain't even like that. You know I ain't even like that. Real talk. Where the fuck my motherfucking headphone at? You know I ain't even fucking like that. You wild as fuck. You got kids out here, gang. You wild. This is some other. They wouldn't even know I was here. You gonna cancel my shit? You basically trying to say me, huh? For why? What was I gonna do with me and my baby at the airport? And you act like I ran up to you. I was like, and then like you. I was just like, so what I'm supposed to do? I was calm as fuck, gang. I wasn't even disrespectful. You finna give me another room. You finna give me another room. You finna get out the room. And you finna take my motherfucking flight. You don't get no fuck about it. Don't fuck with my business up. I'm gonna stand this bitch up. I'm gonna stand this bitch up. I'm ready. Cause you got the right.
Listen, this dude right here is wildin' out. I mean, he might be stupider than the chick that I saw on the internet blowing up her tire with her mouth. But with that being said, did you hear what she said? She was like, if you had not canceled my reservation, they wouldn't have even known that I was here. And then she proceeded to say, I ain't never been no side chick. I ain't never been no side chick. Hun, the definition of being a side chick is when he has you in a hotel next door to the room that he's in with his family. I mean, real talk, it don't get no more side chick than that. I mean, this dude had you in the room next door trying to be quiet while he's in there playing Uno with his family, enjoying his family vacation. And you're talking about you ain't never been a side chick. Who are you kidding? And the craziest thing is that if this dude hadn't canceled your reservation, your black behind would have stayed in that room and waited for him to finish playing with his family and then creep over to your door and you'd have hit him off. I mean, that right there is nuts. Listen, ladies, really listen. As a matter of fact, come closer to the TV or the cell phone, because I gotta tell you something. Y'all gotta stop allowing yourselves to get played by these scruffy dudes. And I am so serious when I say that. You can't be out here giving no man 100% of your all when he's only giving you 20%. And trust me, you should be able to tell when you only have a part-time man that you're laid up with in bed, because 20% to 50% of a man feels very different than when you have 100% of a man. Now, since some of y'all are having a very hard time trying to find yourself a good man, how about I let a good man tell you how to find a good man, or how to spot one that's not so good?
If you really want to know if a man is into you, it's not about how much money he spends on you. It's not about what restaurant he takes you to. It's not about how many times he posts you on Instagram or all of the beautiful things he tells you. If you want to know if a man is really into you, call him with a problem. No matter how big, no matter how small, no matter how minute, no matter how insignificant you may think it is or inconveniencing that you may think it is, call that man with a problem and see how he handles it. If you call that man with a problem and he answers it with, "That's crazy," this tells you he can care less about you. I don't care if it's a flat tire. I don't care if it's a light bill. I don't care if it's a medical emergency. I don't care if it's a fly in your house and you are scared of bugs. If that man is into you, if he can afford to do it, he is going to stop what he is doing, pull up and come kill the spider in your cabinets, because it means that much to him that you actually fought to call him when a problem presented itself.
Now, let me tell you something. If you call your dude that you're messing with and you tell him that you're stranded on the side of the highway and his response is, "Yo, that's crazy. Call me when you get home," then you need to start backing away from him like this. Now, one woman who's been able to find herself a good man after many, many years is Ashanti. But Ashanti may not be feeling her boo Nelly this week after he was arrested and charged with alleged drug possession at a St. Louis casino. Okay, so this is what happened. According to sources, Nelly was reportedly stopped for an ID check early on Wednesday morning, and after the cops ran his information, he was initially arrested for having an outstanding warrant that he had under his real name, Cornell Haynes II, for failure to obtain car insurance. Oh my goodness, not the car insurance. Come on, Nelly, you're a freaking millionaire. You should be able to get yourself some insurance. You should have called Jake from State Farm, or you should have hit up your boy Shaq and asked him to give you a policy from the General. Now, if there was something funky with your license, or there was something funky with your record which prevented you from getting the insurance, take an Uber, call a car, get a service. You gotta understand that you have a wife and kid now. Things have changed. Now, during a subsequent search of his car, Missouri State Highway officers allegedly also discovered ecstasy pills in Nelly's car. And upon finding the E, they charged Nelly with possession and then transported him to the Maryland Heights Police Department station. Alright, so shortly after he got to the station, he posted bond, he was detained, and they let him go home. And I know that when Nelly got home, Ashanti was standing by that door looking at that dude with the side eye. You know she was. Listen, let me know what you think about the half-empty restaurant in Paris turning Serena Williams away because, as they say, they were booked up. Whoopi Goldberg saying that they weren't trying to recreate the imagery of the Last Supper at the Olympics, so Christians, y'all are all wilding out. Kanye's former chief of staff saying that Kanye's dentist that put those titanium grills in his mouth currently has Kanye addicted to nitrous gas. Corinne Steffens saying, stop all the cap. I know I'm not the only hoe that was out there. Grandma saying, hells no, I was a hoe too, but I was hoeing in them bushes. The man who tried to have a side chick a few doors down in a hotel during his family's Disney vacation, and Nelly getting arrested for possession. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.